He's a strong man, and he just likes pretzels. The movie Hercules in New York. Get ready for another How Did This Get Made? Matinee Monday. Hey, everybody, I am Paul Scheer, and this week we are talking about Hercules in New York, Arnold Schwarzenegger's very first movie. We did this live in New York with Abbi Jacobson from Broad City. She's coming up in the brand new Amazon series, League of Their Own, which I'm very, very excited about. But she joined us live on stage to break down this classic, a classic in which Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't even credited as Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is credited as Arnold Strong. We get into the Arnold Strong of it all, but really the true champion of this movie is a little man named Pretzi. It is Arnold Schwarzenegger's sidekick. Clearly, they could not afford that much in special effects, so they just really do a lot of cutaways to Pretzi looking shocked and surprised and hang on him for way too long. We realize that Jason has a couple of issues with this movie, probably because an Austrian is playing a Greek god, and we found that Schwarzenegger says his name in this film a lot. Actually, Avril Halley from Movie Bitches cut together a little clip reel. Check it out.
Hercules, 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 and Hercules, 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 Hercules.
There are so many things to check out in this film. June and Abby both are having some kind of sexy feelings towards Arnold, and why wouldn't you? He is a god and playing a literal god in this movie. We also love that mobsters drive station wagons and don't have guns, but only cigars. Anyway, take a listen to a clip from the show.
So he is shot down by Zeus, and he lands in the middle of the sea. He's picked up by, like, I think L. Ron Hubbard, or a man who looks like L. Ron Hubbard.
You thinking Sea Org?
I think it was a Sea Org.
Yet another movie with a Scientology underlying message.
And he's picked up by these seamen, and they go, well, we need to get you like a class. Like, you're gonna now work for us. And then they seemingly don't want to let him ever go. And I don't know if that's a rule of the sea, that if you find someone in the sea, you get to enslave them forever.
I think
because
it
like,
might
where are you going? You can't leave us. Yes, you can. You found him in the ocean.
Maybe they're worried about mutiny and stuff.
Well, wait.
I don't know sea rules. I don't know them.
He saw something on the boat.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
That's what I'm saying. He was privy to a lot of deep Scientology stuff. They can't let him go.
They can't let him go. They have to be like, no, you have to stay here. Well, I felt like that was like the rules of the sea. Now that he has to obey the captain. Because they're basically like, you can't leave until the captain tells you. And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And he walks off like he's like, with like a sweater around his shoulder and a jaunty cap.
By the way, my favorite look for him.
It's basically, is it Tom's of Finland? What's it called? What is it? Tom's of Finland. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Look it up. That's exactly what he's dressed like.
I said he became a dandy very quickly, like from shirtless and just running around, like, oh, I'll wear a layering.
I realized when I saw him in that wardrobe that I think it's the best he's ever looked. And here's why. He's so big and there's so many muscles.
Yeah.
That actually making him more feminine, to me, made him sexier.
Yep. Makes it work.
I had a big journey throughout this movie.
Please tell us.
Really
Abby.
questioning my thoughts on Arnold Schwarzenegger's attractiveness. And it was never there before. And there were moments in this movie where I was like, maybe? Yeah. You know?
Interesting.
I think I paused and rewound a couple times to figure it out. And it was like there was a new part or an old part.
Yeah.
It was an old-timey part.
He has a very, very small waist, which I never noticed before.
Sure.
Not necessarily an attractive thing, but I don't know. I noticed it.
He has a delicate,
I clocked it, you know?
a delicate waist.
Yeah. Well, and he's a beautiful man.
I'm sorry. What? I'm just gonna need you to repeat that.
He is. I mean,
he's a beautiful man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, quote unquote, is a beautiful man. June Diane
Like
Rayfield.
beautiful skin.
Beautiful
skin.
I'm gonna say this is the best. I'm gonna go agree with them and say this is the best he's ever looked. He has, right?
And you really got to see a little bit of vulnerability every time he does this or this, I was like, he's insecure.
You know what it is? He is.
And I like that in a guy sometimes.
I agree. There's something about him where it's like, I actually feel like I saw him.
What
I am there
are
with
you talking about?
I will say,
This is a Tommy Wiseau level performance. Watching this movie made me think in 10 years, Tommy Wiseau might be the biggest actor of all time. Because Schwarzenegger traversed that range from absolutely horrid in this movie to unbelievably successful.
first of all, Jason, I think you're mad because obviously this is a movie close to you with your Greek culture.
Guys, how dare he? How dare he?
You want to
How
portray?
Here we go.
dare he?
You
How
wanna
dare
portray-
they bring in this monster from Austria to perform as Hercules? One of the one of my gods.
I will say to go with Abby and June, like there was a moment, clearly a mistake, when he's on his date and he's walking with her into a lake, and he trips. And you could tell it was an Arnold accident, not a Herc accident. He's like, and he just kind of slaps his head like, I'm a big dummy.
I feel like he tripped on like a wire they were using to film the movie.
And he was just sort of like, meh. And I felt like I was like, I like him. He seems like a very
Here's the
sweet
thing.
guy.
I think it's that he's not performing the idea of Arnold here.
No, there is
He's-
no idea of Arnold yet.
There isn't. And so what you're getting is this, and it's not great, but you're seeing fleeting
Oh,
glimpses
it's
of
really
like,
not great.
you're
it's
seeing fleeting
aggressively
glimpses
not
of just
great.
like this young man who's trying to do this thing and
Well,
you know,
here's the thing. He was 22 years old. He got the job because his agent told the producer he has lots of stage experience on like the bodybuilding stage.
Was
That's
he?
what he said. That's what he said.
So Pumping Iron had not happened yet?
It's 69, so I think Pumping Iron's
no.
later.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he bulks up for Pumping Iron. This is when he
Okay.
was at his smallest at this age. But I will show you this. Clearly, some people did not think that he could handle the lead of a movie, and they dubbed him. So we, I think, all saw the Arnold version. But when this movie was released, this is the version that you saw. I'm going to play dubbed and not dubbed. Here we go. Okay, here we are.
Pretzi. Right? 1930.
Diane and the secretly are in love with him. I think Heavy is attracted too.
No kidding. It just shows you how desperate some women could be.
Diana and Terpsichore were in love with him. I think Hebe was attracted too.
No kidding. It just shows you how desperate some women could be.
How awesome would it be if Pretzi was also dubbed?
By Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger's line readings are tragic. They are so monotone and like that. It's bananas. Watching him struggle through some of these lines was heartbreaking to me. Meanwhile, Pretzi is almost in reaction to him, trying to imbue every scene with so much energy and life that it comes off as if he's as if he's a marionette, that like a howdy doody puppet that someone is like doing this with.
The director said that because they had such a low budget, that they relied on Pretzi's reactions to sell everything.
There you go.
Because there are feats that happen when they get to Central Park. So they can't show you him like pole vaulting because he's not gonna pole vault. So they had to
can't
cut to
even show
Pretzi's
him-
face going, the closest you can get to eyes popping out and the tongue going,
That's Hercules in New York. And if you want to hear the full episode, check out the main feed and join us every Monday here on YouTube as we give you a little sneak peek of what we are re-releasing into the main feed. If you like this, like, subscribe, join the YouTube Nation that is my YouTube Nation. I don't want to be a dictator. Just join it. It's fun. And if you want to continue to discuss How Did This Get Made and all the movies there, join our Discord at discord.gg /HDTGM or discord.gg /Paul Scheer. We got thriving communities with amazing moderators, and we thank you for watching here on YouTube. See you next time. Bye for now.